Hi guys, I've got an incredibly exciting episode answering the question, is it worth buying 28 books for $7 off of Facebook Marketplace? So on Monday, I saw a very intriguing ad on my local Facebook Marketplace saying a box of 28 books for $7. And I thought, I've got to have that. I'm going to pick those right up. So I messaged Narelle and I double checked that it was $7 for the full 28, not $7 per book. Not that I don't think that books are worth $7 each. I absolutely do. I just can't afford 28 times 7 right now during these tough times. And I thought, if this is $7 for 28 books, I don't care what they are. I'll buy this box and I'll take a look at the contents. So I've had a very brief glance through the box, but I haven't looked through it in any detail. And that's what I thought I'd do with you today. Hey, it's my very first YouTube book haul. Let's get unboxing. Okay, so here is the box. I'll place it on my desk here. I came out of the house hauling these. He said, "Oh, you're very strong." And I thought, yeah, I am pretty strong to be able to lift 28 books. Down at the gym, people say, "What can you lift?" And I'll say, 28 books. Okay, so let's see what's in the box. What is that from? What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's take a look. I have looked through these 4 books on top. This is about the extent of my little fossick so far, because when I first glanced at the photos on the marketplace listing, I saw that there were classic sci-fi books included. So this is E. Doc Smith's classic Skylark series, and it's all 4 books. Anytime I'm in a thrift store or an op shop, as we call them here in Oz, I always go straight for the sci-fi books. If there's a classic sci-fi book, I buy it. So I thought, even if I just get these, it's going to be worth the $7. So yeah, I think I've already got my money's worth just from those. So the other books I haven't really looked through at all. I've just been sitting here getting a couple of days worth of dust until I could film it for YouTube. What else have we got? We do actually have another random E. Doc Smith book here. This seems to be a part of a series, but it's only 1 book, so I'm not sure if that will be worth it to me. It does seem like it's the first book of a series. Oh, the original Buck Rogers novel, Armageddon 2419. So we've got just under 480 years till this happens. Is that right? Is my math wrong? We've got 471 years till Armageddon happens. I don't know, that was probably wrong. Okay, so when I was watching that back, I realized there's 399 years till Armageddon takes place, unless I'm still wrong. I do believe, without looking through properly, I do believe that's where the sci-fi classics end. That's where my watch ends. That's where my reading ends. That's what I mostly wanted the haul for. But let's see what else is in here. I'm going to pick a book at random. Anna's Story. Oh my gosh, you know what this looks like? This looks like one of those Ask Alice books where a young teenage runaway gets into terrible trouble with drugs. I'm gonna put this one in the probably will never read pile. Okay. Eugene O'Neill, Long Day's Journey into Night. This is obviously a title that's, very often referenced as a quote, whether it's paraphrased or directly quoted. This is the actual classic work. Oh, this one has been specifically printed and designed for Australian students to use because it has a study guide included. Okay, I'm going to put that in the maybes, and it's giving me the impression that some of the books in here will be curriculum books from Australian schools. Oh, yes, Arthur Miller, A View from the Bridge. Yes, yes, yes. That's going to be in the definite read. I love Arthur Miller. Some of his already, possibly. I'm just glancing over at my bookshelf. That's going to be in the read pile. Dispossessed, A Tale of Modern Rural Australia. Okay. It is 1988, the year of celebrations. Why? Oh, was it the bicentennial? But not everyone feels invited. No, of course they don't. This is going to be a extremely harrowing, or fractures within Australian society. This looks like a school book. Especially I've just seen some, you can't say that. There's notes. Students in that one. I'm going to put that in the maybes. Stony Heart Country. Do not assume the locals are friendly. You see, out here in the country, Bernie Tolliver tells Aaron not, things are complicated. Dangerously complicated, Aaron discovers. And that's before he's met Rose, the haunted young woman wandering the wild paddocks. I can tell this is an Australian school curriculum novel because it has this little do-do-do, which all the books I read at school had. It's a YA. It's a high school English class novel. I loved them at the time. I loved English class. I don't think I'll ever read that. I'm going to put that in the won't read pile. Okay. Bread and Roses by Audrey Johnson, The Left Book Club. This is about communism. I don't think I'll read that. I'm going to put that in the won't read pile. A Knockabout Priest. The story of Father John Bronson. Is this fiction or non-fiction? Oh, this is a fiction book about a priest. I'm going to put that in I won't read. I don't have anything against that on principle. I'm just never going to read a non-fiction book about a priest. I just know that I won't. Ooh. A.M. Foster, A Room with a View. A brilliant piece of social comedy. Forster is concerned with one of his favourite themes, the underdeveloped heart of the English middle classes. Yes, we all love to read about the undeveloped heart of the English middle classes. It's not, the most captivating concept for me, but it is a classic, and I put that in the might read pile. What's happening next? What's coming up next? It is The Chant of Timmy Blacksmith. This is definitely a Australian high school curriculum book. It looks good. I'm sure it's filled with very important themes. It's even got Traralgon High School printed there, and then 10 cents. So it is worth a resale value of 10 cents at an op shop. If I was going to add up what everything's worth, I'm probably haven't exactly hit the jackpot of this haul. This is probably a great book. I probably will never read it, but I'm going to put it in the might. Ooh. I don't want to mangle the pronunciation of this woman's name. It is called, the subtitle is Prisoner of Heaven. As the maids spread out the kimonos, we welcomed back to the colours of spring, like old friends. I think this looks and sounds really interesting. It has some gold in it, which I always love in a book. I think I'm going to read this one. I actually really, really like the look of this one, so that's going to be in the read pile. Not that many books in the read pile so far. So far there's 9 out of 28 so far in the going to be read pile. Ooh, what's this? Peter Goldsworthy, Maestro. Ooh, it's once again definitely a Australian high school curriculum book. It has a student's name in the front. An exploration of Australian adolescence. I've read a lot of books like these in high school and my early days at uni. I know, pretty much. I don't know what it's going to be like, obviously, but I can hazard a guess at how it will read. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile because you never know. Oh, this is 100% a high school book. Wow, I did not expect this to be a box full of high school books when I first saw it, because the only thing that really originally caught my attention, as I said, is the sci-fi E.E. Doc Smith books. I did not realize that 70% of the box was going to be high school books. This is a coming of age in the Holocaust book. I think I've read this before and I don't think I will realistically read it again, so I'm going to put that in the do not read, will not read category. Ooh, almonds and raisins, two of my favorite foods, two of my favorite ingredients for my smoothie bowls in the morning. In the cold world of Manchester in 1905, the family Sandberg found the good things of life scarce and the hardships bitter as the chill northern winds. This is a maybe. It looks okay. That's going in the maybe pile. There's a bit of a strange mix in this box. There is a quarter classic sci-fi, and then about half of them are Australian high school curriculum books, high school English books, and then the remaining quarter is random tales about English people doing very English things. Almonds and Raisins is going in the maybe pile. The Harp in the South by Ruth Park. Okay. Oh dear. I like this classic old school cover. You know, this is the kind of thing I like. It's a nostalgic and moving portrait. There's brothels in it and fish and chip shops. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Scott Anderson Triage. I know, I can tell where this is from. This is another high school English book. Ooh, I already know. You can just tell. Yep, it's about danger and loss in war. I'm sure it's a great book. Do I want to read it? Maybe. Ooh, Fragmented Lives, a darker side of Australian life. Imagine a dream in which you are lost. All familiar landmarks are strange and terrifying. The faces of people you love are evil. There is no shelter for you anywhere. You are 13. You cannot wake up. The dream is true. I'm going to put this in the will not read pile. Ooh, what's this one? Wilderness, Mountain Devil, Blackfoot Massacre. Oh God, okay. Oh dear, this looks like the racial elements will not have aged well and should probably never have happened. 2 complete westerns in 1 double edition. I'll never read that. My Brother Jack. This is a classic. Winner of the Miles Franklin Award in whichever year it was released. This is a well-known Australian book by George Johnson. I'm going to put this in the will read pile because I've never read it and I would like to. Oh, what's happening here? Dragon Keeper by Carroll Wilkinson. A slave girl saves the life of an aging dragon, and then she's pursued by a ruthless dragon hunter. Okay, this looks good. In a word, enchanting. In a word, yes. This is 100% an English novel. An English high school novel. It's award winning. It is set in an Australian town. Maybe. I'm going to put this in maybe. We are down to the last book of the box, and it's a random fantasy book that's part of a trilogy, but it is the only one. And it's not even the first book in the series, it's the third and final. So I should say what the book is. Queen of Fire by Anthony Ryan. It's probably great. It looks well read. It's book 3, so I assume whoever I got this box from has book 1 and 2. Wasn't included. But just for the sheer fact that it's book 3, I'm not going to read it. 7, 8, 9. There were 28 books to start with. I have put 11 of them in the will read pile, 8 of them in the maybe pile. And if you can do the math at home, 11 plus 8 is 19, which means there was only 9 in the do not read pile. I don't even have to count them. I did it in my head. There's 9 in the will not read pile. So that's actually great. So out of a box of 28 random books, there's only 9 that I don't want at all. I mean, I really don't want those. This is not any sort of value judgment on the writers of those books. I think every book is amazing to some extent and very subjective, and I'm sure the writers did a wonderful job. I'm not going to be able to edit that out. This is down to the last bit of the video, so I'm just going to have to live with that. Oh, they're just not to my taste, or I've already read them, or I just do not want to. But I think that 19 books is a pretty good book haul. So the answer to the question is yes, it is worth buying 28 random books off Facebook Marketplace. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.